Friday, December 20th for another Focus Friday here on Jenn Cast. I'm Jennifer Donogh. I'm your host. You can tweet me at Jennifer Donogh. I'm so excited because this is the last live Jenn Cast of 2013. And so everything you've been watching up until this point. So we did Members Only Monday, Try It Tuesdays, Winning Wednesday, Thematic Thursday, and Focus Friday. This has all been what we've been calling a pilot series. Trying out different things, seeing what people's reactions are, trying out different guests, trying out different segments and ways of piecing it all together. And we're going to come back in January, so we're going to take a short hiatus, add some fun to the video, mix it up a little bit, and it's going to be really fun. So we'll keep doing a daily live show because I've really enjoyed it. It's just nice consistency in the middle of the day. For me personally, it's a good time to just test out different things as far as live webcasting goes. We added another camera over here, which if the producer is watching, I do this all by myself, by the way. And that's not usually how we do any of our productions at Ovaleye. We usually have a communications lead and a productions lead on every project we work on. But like I said, this was just a personal challenge to see how I could do as far as hosting and managing all the technical stuff behind it. But we've also added like a rack. We've just made a lot of little improvements, and it's just nice to be able to have a daily platform to do that. And I know a lot of you, whether you're a graphic designer or whatever your expertise is, I definitely suggest doing some type of challenge where you're doing something every day and improving upon your skills every day, because it's really actually been very helpful and very encouraging and exciting. Maybe not over the holidays. So that's what we're talking about. It's Focus Friday. I'm going to keep this nice and short because I've got some things I want to talk about at the very end as far as YFE goes. But for all of you that are watching, it's the end of 2013, and I was just watching, and I know a lot of you guys watched it too. It was Natalie McNeil's Limitless conference, and she had on Danielle Laporte and Gabby Bernstein. You guys need to fix me on how I'm saying that. I don't know why. I've watched a lot of her videos. I need to figure it out. Yeah. At Terry J. Moore saying, if there's the slightest hint of humidity, there's a wave. She's referring to hair, because I was just talking about with the snow. We had snow this morning, and this is another thing that was just really fun. You know, last night we had on Get Me Rated. I'm getting a little off topic. But last night on Wifey Chat, we had on the ladies behind Get Me Rated, an app that is for millennials. Now, you know, it's not everyone's cup of tea as far as, you know, it's a picture sharing way to meet new people with a private chat. But the women are very inspiring. They're in their early 20s and just really excited about everything. And I don't know if you would have met them. I don't know. I feel like some people would have underestimated them on first glance, but they're just doing incredible things. They're listening to their community, and it was really fun to talk to them. But anyway, I forget where I was going with that. So personal challenges. One of them was doing a bikini body contest, or, you know, a lot of the fitness world does that, at least one of them. And like Danny J, I know she's actually kind of against them now, just because it messed with her metabolism. Very interesting story. Danny J from Sweaty Betty's, you should check out her videos on YouTube. I know Pop Pilates has done it, and they all say that it's just a challenge. It's creating discipline, and that's something that this has done for me personally. I mean, I've had mornings where I have morning sickness and I throw up, and then I sit down and I'm good to go. And like with the snow, getting my son here, whose preschool was canceled, and so it's just a matter of just, you know, sticking with it, consistency, and that's what this did. It pushed me a little bit harder too. So getting back on topic for Focus Friday, I guess that is kind of on topic. Challenge, focus, discipline, that type of a thing. But we're coming close to the end of the year, and I feel like in this conference that Natalie McNeil was holding, a lot of people just put a lot of pressure on, you know, in the chat and in the people that were speaking, and myself included. I put a lot of pressure on myself at the end of the year as far as what are my goals, what am I planning for the next year. And I think I mentioned it earlier on this week. First of all, I went through my Instagram photos for a project I'm working on. both my mothers and I. My mother is my business partner, and it was just amazing to see how much we actually did this year. Because I think, like you're probably in the same boat. As an entrepreneur, our days are crazy, and I feel like they all run into one another, and you forget what happened like January through June. That feels like a whole other eternity to me. And so it was just fun to look through that, first of all, and realize really how much I did accomplish. But also the flip side, it's just another year. That's what I've kind of been realizing. I know a lot of you have seen me. I beat myself up over a lot of things on Jenn Cast. I'm definitely not perfect. With Jenn Cast, what I want to do is relay news, relay headlines, be a resource for young women, feature young women. I don't in any way pretend to be an expert at anything. I definitely have opinions as an entrepreneur, and I hope they come across in this video. But at the same time, I'm constantly working on myself as well. I feel like all entrepreneurs are. You're constantly trying to improve yourself. And with the beginning of this year, coming, or the end of this year, beginning of 2014 coming up, I really just have kind of had this attitude of it's a year. It's time, and it's all kind of fake. What splits 2013 from 2014, it's still just another day. So why am I putting all of this pressure on myself? I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel. And a lot of you on the chat are saying that the year flew by and that time kind of just overlaps for you. So I hope you agree with me on that. But yeah, having that focus and that just taking the time to enjoy friends and family at the end of the year. Looking back, so here's my closure on Jenn Cast, because I was going to read some headlines. There's some stuff going on with Target, by the way. If you shopped there, your data might have been stolen. Just check it out. It's interesting on the brand's perspective, too, how you handle crisis like that. I always wonder how many of us have actually planned for crisis. I'm getting off on a tangent again. We sat down with somebody in PR when we were first getting started in our web hosting company, and actually have a manual written up somewhere that if something happens, as far as like our servers going down, websites going down, whatever it was, that we had certain ways to handle it ahead of time. And I'm sure Target has the same thing, and I wonder how many other entrepreneurs have that. It's a really good idea to plan in advance so you're not just reacting to stuff, you have a plan. Anyway, like we say here in the studio, you hope for the best and plan for the worst, especially with live broadcasting. Got to have alternatives, got to have a plan. So anyway, so returning to focus, so at the end of the year, my plan and my hope for all of you is that we stop putting so much pressure on ourselves. And I think, I'm one for, like, at the same conference, they kept saying, learn how to say no. And I know that's true for a lot of people, and everyone was resonating with that. But for me, I feel like I'm at the opposite point in my life where I have to say yes to more stuff. I have to open up to more opportunities and just trying new stuff. I feel like I'm young and I'm getting into a new profession, and it's just about saying yes. And I feel like that's really benefited me over the last year. So that was kind of an opposite thing. So I say, not put a whole lot of pressure on yourself, but at the same time, still remain competitive and eager to always improve. So, there's that one piece. Look back on the end of the year, especially going through social media. It's such an easy way. You've documented your life over the last year. So you could be looking at computer files and be like, these are projects I never finished. These are contracts I never got. And still, I heard someone say yesterday, entrepreneurship is a lot of ups and downs and ups and downs. And he was going like this. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of this. But yeah, just going back through the social media and seeing, because on social media, you really only share the big wins, right? And so that just feels really good to look at what you've done well. So with that being said, the last thing is, like Amanda Schaffner is saying right now, doing a lot of planning and scheming this week. And so that's one of the big things that I'm hoping you guys will do, and not put a lot of pressure on yourself, and look back at 2013 with a really full happy heart, not to get too cheesy or emotional, but so one of the things that I'm going to be doing is doing the same thing, Amanda, going back and looking at, see, this is the thing, Ursula, you said that's your issue too. If you say no to a great opportunity, how do you know it will come again? So my thing is that some of the things that I said yes to that I was a little unsure of at the beginning, they ended up being amazing opportunities. And how would I have known that at this point in my career to say that they would have turned out that way? At first, my gut feeling was, this is probably not worth your time. And it ended up being amazing. So I just feel like for me personally, for being young and where I am in my career, saying yes is just more beneficial because it's more experience and more learning that I can get through what's really working well for me. If you're at another point in your career, you've been in it for a while, and you feel comfortable and you're successful, then I think it's okay to say no. It's actually beneficial, like Danielle Laporte was saying, for her to say no. I don't know. You guys can totally disagree with me. Comment on that in the comments. So me, for planning and scheming, this is my go-to as far as personal branding, because I have to work on my personal brand in the new year. I'm going to be a mom of 2 in the new year, a wife, and I'm starting a new business. Closing up the web hosting piece. Our sale is supposed to go through at the end of the year, and we're focusing solely on live webcasting. And so it's just been an interesting transition. So Robin Fisher Roffer's Make a Name for Yourself is a book I've recommended for the last 4 years, and I read it probably once a year or so. And this year I'm actually going to go through, talk about geek out time. I made full-on worksheets for this, because she walks you through these steps, and she has kind of like a worksheet type flow, but no actual worksheets. So I made myself worksheets. If you buy the book and want them, you should email me. And then finally, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read this on, a monthly basis at least, and sometimes daily. I make little notes for myself, just because I've mentioned this a million times. And at this conference, I was so excited. I was like, these are the people I should be around. They all read this book, and they all loved it. And it was I think it's a foundation for every self-help book that's out there. Anyone that speaks on self-help, Marie Forleo, Gabby Bernstein, all of the popular ones for young female entrepreneurs, it's all rooted in this book. This is like everyone rolled up into one. So I really like this version, the purple version, because it is a workbook, and I've talked about that in the past. So those are my 2 recommendations. That's what I will be doing. So anyway, to close it up, young female entrepreneurs, make sure that you sign up for our mailing list at yfe.me/mailed it. I'm still going to be doing daily videos through the end of 2013, but they're just going to be a little different. So they're going to go out on our blog on youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com, and also on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/yfentrepreneur. Stay in touch through Instagram at instagram.com/yfentrepreneur, because we still do our daily actions. I haven't been sending out daily actions to the people that signed up, just because I got kind of annoyed with daily emails myself, and I felt like that would be true for other young women, so I didn't want to waste everyone's inbox realty. But if you feel different, just let me know. I've been doing the Instagram, pushing out on Instagram and on our Tumblr page at dailyactioncalendar.com. I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys find some value from it. We're going to keep it going through January and see how it goes. And then finally, Bootstrap Book Club. If you go to Bootstrap Book Club on Facebook, if you're on our mailing list, you're going to get an email later on this afternoon that reminds you of this. But we have to choose our next book that's going to start in January. And based off of people who have emailed me about this, they have tweeted me, and they have put stuff on the Facebook group. Then they want to read Gary Vaynerchuk's Jab, 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 Right Hook and discuss it as a group. And I'm totally cool with that, as long as the video or that picture that's on there, the Jab, 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 Right Hook cover, and the Bootstrap Book Club gets 50 likes by Monday. And then we won't even discuss any other possibilities. If it doesn't reach 50, then we'll take it to a vote at the end of the week. So go to Bootstrap Book Club on Facebook and make sure that you click like, so that you can read Jab, 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 Right Hook and discuss. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching all of these Jenn Casts. I've really enjoyed getting to chat with all of you on a daily basis. Definitely share them with friends if you feel comfortable doing that. Comment, like. The more people that find out about it, the better, because it's all featuring awesome young female entrepreneurs, and we're going to continue to do that in 2014, as well as highlight some awesome resources, news headlines, and all sorts of fun stuff. Make sure that you check out last night's YFE chat, because again, I said it's inspiring if you want to do more in the next year, if you want to push yourself a little bit harder, like we were talking about doing a challenge or whatever it is. So Again, thank you so much for watching these 30 episodes, and I'll see you back here in January.